So the trading strategy that I'm going to go to in this video is how I made over $800,000 in less than 5 years. You see, most people try to trade in the stock market, but they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to find opportunities that actually pay out. Most people will shoot a dart at a stock, hope that it goes straight up, usually it goes straight down, you lose your money. Now you're on YouTube videos trying to find out trading strategies that actually work. This is my portfolio right here. 2-year return, I made $530,000. I sent no money to this account. This is pure profit out the door. I've been crushing the stock market. 2 years ago, I had $272,000 in my portfolio. Now I have over $810,000. The trading that I do is gonna blow your mind in this video. I'm gonna walk you through everything that I do, all the mistakes that beginners usually make, and even mistakes that experts make. Most people don't make the returns on their investment like I make. This trading strategy is easy, it's simple, and it has a high likelihood of profit. Last year alone in 2023, I made a 75% ROI on my portfolio. The NASDAQ was up 43%. I totally crushed it. The typical person will read one news article or they go on one YouTube video. The person's gonna say, this stock is gonna moon. They go buy shares in the stock or they go buy call options on it, whatever they wanna do, and they usually get crushed. The market goes straight down. They lose all their money. They say the stock market sucks. They never wanna do it again. Then maybe they go dabble in crypto to try to get a 100x return overnight. They lose all their money and then they're just done with investing. It doesn't have to be like that. I used to be like that. I have made so many mistakes investing my money. I did penny stocks, I did day trading, I did meme coins, I did all the cryptos out there. I've done every single trading strategy out there, and the one that I do is the one that is the highest likelihood of profit, where I made that 75% ROI last year and over $500,000 in 2 years. Trading stock options does not have to be risky. It's risky if you don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna explain to you everything that you need to know, and in a little bit, I'm gonna show you a trade that I just made in my portfolio. I'm gonna show you the exact trade that I did. It'll still work right now, where I think I'm gonna make $100,000 off of a $10,000 investment. If you don't wanna put in $10,000, maybe you have $100, you could turn that $100 into $1,000. This trade is gonna be massive. So now you're gonna ask the question, Brandon, how the heck did you go from $270,000 2 years ago to over $800,000 right now? It's not because I sent more money to my Schwab account. I actually did net withdrawals from my account. So that spread is pure profit. That 500K, that's over $500,000 of profit in 2 years, $250,000 per year. This is my spreadsheet right here showing you my monthly returns on my stock option strategy. So 2023, I made $104,000. This year so far, I'm up $140,000. I have that huge trade that I'm gonna show you in a little bit, where I think that can make easy $100,000 on my $10,000 investment. So this could be a $250,000 plus by the end of the year. But let's just be safe. Let's just say 200K by the end of the year here, $100,000 here. That's $300,000 that I added in net worth, value add to my portfolio by doing this trading strategy. Now, you also don't need a lot of money to do this strategy. Technically, you could start with $100. So the strategy that I do is I buy call options and I sell put options, but it's not that simple. You see, most people will say, I know how to buy call options, I know how to sell put options. But if that's the case, why are you not doing that? Why are you not making hundreds of thousands of dollars like I am doing? It's because you might know how to go buy a call option and you might know how to go sell a put option, but you're not doing it the right way. Here's an example right here. So Triple Q a couple weeks ago was at over $500 a share. It took a huge hit and it was down to about $434 a share. Now, the typical person that trades stock options, they were all excited. The market was going straight up. They think it's gonna keep going to the moon, go way up over to here. So they're gonna buy call options right here, and then they just got totally clobbered. They lost all their money, they got smoked. Then they're like, stock options suck, I'm never doing this again. But what was I doing? I was making YouTube videos in the range right here. I was saying that the market was overvalued. I was saying I'm not buying any call options, I'm not selling any put options. All the options that we have out there right now, we're just gonna let them go through time decay because the market is overvalued, we're not touching it. So what happened? Market tanked. It honestly tanked a lot more than I expected it to do, and I was researching every single angle of why the market took a dip right here. There was the Japan carry trade, there was a weak consumer. Everyone was saying we were gonna go into a recession, but after doing all of my analysis, I knew that that wasn't gonna happen. So what did I do? I had the balls to go buy call options right here on the bottom. I bought shares of Triple Q straight up, and I sold put options on a couple different stocks that were way down in price. So here's a quick little glimpse into my portfolio. I have a bunch of shares of Triple Q, 912, 440 shares of EOO. I got shares of Tesla straight up. I think that Tesla is gonna be the next 10x. It's not gonna happen overnight, but probably in the next like 5 years it will. It's really good. I'm super bullish on Tesla. I'm gonna hold that one for the long haul. I think that can maybe be the next 10x in the next 5 years. But getting into my options trades. So I sold some puts on Tesla. I'm up 15K here. All these puts I sold on Triple triple Q, you can see how much money I'm up over here. But here's the one put that I sold in the bottom of the market right there. I sold puts on Apple, 220 strike, and I'm up $2,000 on those puts already. So another trade that I did was I bought shares of triple Q. I bought 250 shares August 6th, threw $110,000 in there, and I paid $440 per share. But guess what? It's $480 a share right now. That's roughly a $42 gain per share. That's over $10,000 I just printed right there. Easiest money I ever made. I didn't have to think about it. So I'm leading into something right now. We're gonna get into the exact options trades that I do, but I need you to get this mindset that you don't always have to do what everyone's saying to do in the market. There's a famous saying from Warren Buffett that says, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. So when people were greedy when the market was pumping, I was fearful. I was not making trades. But when they were fearful down here when the market was tanking, I was greedy. I was salivating out of the mouth. There was a ton of companies out there that I bought calls on, and there's a ton of companies that I sold puts on. There's a lot more trades than what I'm showing you in my portfolio right there. And don't forget, in a couple minutes, I'm gonna show you the big one where I think I'm gonna 10x my money in just a couple weeks. So this red line on the chart right here is the number one most important line that you ever need to worry about when you trade stock options. This is the earnings growth of the companies within a triple Q. So this red line right here. So remember I said earlier, be fearful when others are greedy. So the number one thing that moves the price of stocks in the long run is earnings growth. So if earnings growth goes up 10%, which corresponds to this line right here, but if the stock market goes up maybe 20, it's like taking a rubber band, stretching it up, and then when a rubber band flings down, it flings down really hard. So that's what it did. The rubber band flung down super hard right here. Now guess what? Now it was below the earnings growth line. So now that rubber band is stretched down, and when you let it go, it pings up even harder. So when opportunities like this come across our desk, I literally salivate out of the mouth. I was setting this out in Discord all day long saying, I am buying the crap out of this dip. I posted all my trades. I bought all those shares of triple Q. I bought calls. I sold puts. And guess what? So before that huge dip even happened, I was at $803,000 in my portfolio. But right now I'm at $810,000. So now in your head, you're gonna be like, okay, you're great. You made $8,000 on that dip, but that's not true. What actually happened was, triple Q was at $503 a share, but right now it's at $482. So I'm $20 a share down on triple Q right now, but how am I up in that portfolio? That's the power of doing these options trades. When you buy them on the dip, when you buy when people are freaking out, when they're fearful, when you sell the puts, when you buy the calls, this is when you make money. Now, the question that a lot of people ask me is, how do I know if I should buy calls or if I should sell puts? So this is what I say. If you have super high conviction, you should buy calls. But if you have high conviction, but you want to have a little bit of a buffer, I like to sell puts. Maybe I get like $20,000 in premium when I sold those puts. Then I turn around, use that money and go buy calls. So I essentially get like free call options. So that is something like what I did right here on this dip. I sold the put options, I bought the calls, and then we pumped. But you have to have conviction in your trades. And people also say to me, well, how do you get confidence? How do you build conviction in your trades? You have to study. If you're a brain surgeon, if I were to go in there and have to do brain surgery right now on somebody, I'm not confident. I didn't study all the books. I didn't practice. I don't have the finger movement. I don't know anything about that stuff. But if I have to go in here and have to trade stock options, when I study this stuff all day long for the last 5 years, I've read hundreds of books, went to plenty of seminars, plenty of classes. I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. That is the type of experience that you need. So one more thing on that, and then I'm gonna show you the massive play that I think I'm gonna make $100,000 on. The point of this part of the video is you need to have conviction in your trades. When triple Q fell from 502 to 439, I was not scared at all. I was scared because I didn't have enough money to go buy more shares. I wanted millions of dollars. I wanted people to give me their money so I could go buy more shares, buy more call options, sell more put options. Because I knew that flash crashes like this don't happen all the time, and when they do happen, you have to capitalize on this stuff. So earlier when we were going through my portfolio, you might have noticed something on the bottom here. This is the whale play. This is what I really have my eyes on, and I might buy a lot more call options. I've been talking about it to the people in Discord. I may do more, so if you're in my Discord and you're in the premium section, be on the lookout because I might buy more options on this. So TMF, I bought a $58 call, expiration 1/17 of 2025. I bought 10 call options. I spent about $7,000 on those, and I'm up about $600 right now. So you're gonna ask me, what is TMF? Why do I wanna buy into this? I'm not telling you to buy into this, but I'm telling you that I put my money in this one, and I'm probably gonna buy another 10 call options. I'll probably go to like winter of next year because I want a little bit more time in this trade, because I literally think like if I buy 10 more call options, I might make another 200K, so 300K total. So I'm in the camp that interest rates are gonna fall, inflation's going down, and Donald Trump is probably gonna be the one that gets elected. Now, Donald Trump has told Jerome Powell that, and I'm not saying it's correct, but Donald Trump has signaled that Jerome Powell either needs to cut rates or Jerome will get fired, and Trump will put someone in the Federal Reserve that will cut rates. So what does that mean for TMF? So TMF is a triple leverage treasury bond index. So what you need to understand is if interest rates go down, bond yields go down, but the price of bonds go up. So the yield and the bond price is inverse. So yield down, bond price up. So this right here is a chart of the federal funds interest rates. So this is November 2016 through January of 2019. So January of 2019, interest rates were 2.4%. Also what happened in January of 2019, the Federal Reserve signaled that they're gonna cut interest rates. So they cut interest rates from 2.4% to roughly zero. This is when COVID happened. They were already planning on cutting before COVID happened. Then COVID happened and they just cut way more. They took it all the way to zero because they had to. So now we're gonna go look at the chart of TMF and see what it did during that interest rate cut cycle. So February of 2019, TMF was $197 per share. March of 2020, which is roughly a year later, it went up to $472 per share. It almost did a 3x. Now remember, this was a 2.4% interest rate cut because it went from 2.4 to zero. We're way up here at 5.3. So 1 year from now, we are expected to cut interest rates by 2.5%. So assuming the same amount of interest rate cut in the next 1 year, we would expect TMF to go up by a factor of 3x. So if it's $60 a share right now, we could expect that to go to $180 per share. But remember, our strike price was 58 bucks a share. So let's just say there's $60 a share to make it simple. 180 bucks minus 60 bucks, we're up $120 per share. But check this out. We bought 10 call contracts on that. So every option contract is 100 shares. So 100 shares times 10 contracts is 1,000 shares. But remember, I just said that we might make $120 per share times 1,000 shares. That's $120,000 of profit that we can make on this trade right here. This is what I'm super bullish on right now. I think that inflation's falling like a rock. I think it's way lower than what is actually being reported. So like I said, Trump's probably gonna win in my opinion. If Jerome Powell doesn't cut rates, he's gonna put someone in the Federal Reserve that will cut rates. I know they're supposed to be separate, but that's how politics work. And I made a sweet video on Tesla. So I think the Tesla stock is also one of the next ones that can maybe make a huge move. I think it's gonna 10x. It's not gonna go as fast as TMF, but I think in the next 5 years, Tesla will 10x. I could be wrong, but I made a really thorough video. I'm gonna put that in the description for this video too. Full breakdown on Tesla, everything you need to know, check that out. Now, if you're not willing to put in all that work, I actually have a Discord account where anytime that I make a trade in my $10,000 account or the big account that I just showed you, I post it there immediately, and then I explain to you why I made that trade and all the logic behind it. So it's a good way that you could see what trades I do, and then you could also learn why I did that so that you could apply this to your life too, because it's like $10 a month to subscribe to that. But just 2 weeks ago, I started a $10,000 account over there, and it's already up like $700. So people don't want to spend $10 to make $690, I guess. I mean, whatever math they want to do, but that's priceless. So check that out in the description below. And also, if you want to learn the ins and outs of trading stock options, I made a really good video on that also. That'll be in the description below. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe. I make videos pretty much every other day. I'll see you in the next one.